5 times there, so that's obviously very loaded for you. Do you have a checkbook with you? So, do you have any advice here for Jan, Dino?
Well, any questions?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you know, we've looked at, actually our firm has looked at a number of different travel-related deals. You know, I think one of the challenges is figuring out, you know, for a trip planning type of site, you know, really how you're going to, you know, get the revenue model kick-started. And so, I mean, you know, and also in terms of getting the user base of user-generated reviews, you know, virally sort of spread. That's. I mean, the value of it comes when you've got hundreds, if not thousands, of users that are, you know, that have engaged in any given location where you might be planning a trip, so that the content that you would get, or the information, or the advice you would get from that user base would be relevant and useful.
Yes, that's correct. And so that's why it's important to get the word out there and to get as many people to use Touristr. But one of the things that I would add is, when you plan your trip, it's not how much content you can get, it's can you get the right content? Because there are so many travel websites out there, but we still have to go from an airline to a hotel and so many hotel websites. But how do we find...
So are you gonna, is your site gonna actually book the travel?
Yes, it's going to find the information out there that exists, but because we learn about people through a social network, so we learn instantly their likes and their dislikes.
But you'll book the travel directly through the airlines. You'll interface to American Airlines API and book the travel through American.
Yes. Not
through Expedia.
Yes, well, through many different sources.
Okay. I mean, I think that's more interesting because you know, honestly, the Expedias of the world are at risk of getting sort of disaggregated to some degree.
Yes.
So to the extent that you can actually pull together a trip plan that includes, you know, the best rates on airfare, and then book that directly through the airline, because consumers don't like actually having their airfare booked through Expedia, where you have much more onerous, you know, refund policies than you do if you have your travel booked directly through the airline. So I mean, this, like, the devil's in the details like that. But I think that to the extent you could do that and book, especially airfare and hotels, directly through the hotels and the airlines through your site, I think you have a better. And then if you could then organize a trip itinerary around that, and do it in a way where it's sort of in one seamless kind of document.
Yes.
That would be kind of neat.
Yeah, that's what we want to do.
Okay.
Thanks, Dino. Anybody else from the panel want to add any questions?
Sure. Let me ask a couple questions. These are kind of standard questions, so I'll use it as an example. What's your customer acquisition cost, and what's your ARPU in the model?
The second part of your question?
Average revenue per user. So how much does it cost for you to get a customer? And then how much revenue do you get out of them on a monthly basis or an annual basis?
I didn't figure out those costs yet, so that's a good one.
Okay. So as you think through the model and then start overlaying advertising and a subscription on top of that, these are really important things to think about. Where does the customer come from? How much does it cost for me to get that customer? And then once I have them, how long will they stay with me? Are they going to churn on a monthly basis, on a trip-by-trip basis? What keeps them coming back? And then how much revenue can I pull out of that customer on a monthly basis? And then model that out so that you can see really what the business starts to look like.
Mm-hmm.
It's really important. The second question I have is, why are you uniquely qualified to solve the problem?
Well, I worked in the travel market for 3 years, and I live in Ireland and I'm French, and I have so many people that came to Ireland. I live in County Clare, so not far from Dingle, and they are always but so I always have all those people, and I was showing them the small hub and the small village and all those things, why Ireland is different and why this is, and the same thing in France when I have people from France. So this is what I want to carry across in the site, and this is why I think I'm the best qualified to do this. And with the team that we have internally and the partnership that we have with Jerry and the 100 people working the semantic web, so all those things and the way to get people to book their trip directly, talking to the hotel and from the site. That's what they're working on. That's what they're excited about. And so for us, it's an opportunity to do this.
Thank you.
A couple of very quick questions. Are you planning the main interface to this to be via PC or via a mobile device?
Well, there's actually three ways via, there's an online application, offline application as well, so people can just access their plan when they go away, and also on mobile. I think mobile is, your website is only one part now of the interaction that you have with your users.
Yeah, so I think you need to work a little on the mobile interface. It's a little bit too much scrolling involved. That's one comment. Another comment is you've got two brands here. You've got this Touristr and the Trip Planner. Just go with one. Yeah, otherwise you start diffusing the message. People won't even know that the two are related.
Good point, thank you.